Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, welcome back to our playthrough of Final Fantasy IV. And today we're going to be heading into a brand new area here from our airship, exactly where we left off previously outside of Agart at the end of the last episode. So we'll see what adventures lie ahead of us in this quite dark region here, pretty intimidating. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and land the airship. So we actually erupted this mountainous range in volcanic form previously by dropping our magma stone into the well in the Agart town region. And once you enter, the airship will be controlled automatically and a cutscene shall commence. Apparently we thought it wise to just fly through the crossfire of the Red Wings, who have been engaging in some tanks. We don't know who they are as of yet, but alas, it seems we're taking some damage. So interestingly, we've entered a kind of underground world map area here, and it's very fiery, as we can see. Lots of liquid hot magma all over the place. Now there's going to be a few things that we're going to do while we're down here, mostly story driven stuff, but in terms of preparation before we actually go any further, the first thing we're going to do is go to our equipment manager and just remove everything that Sid has equipped. I know it's a little bit spoilerific when we do this. It's obvious that that character's going to be leaving the party, but not much I can do about that. We don't want to lose the gear, so it is important to go ahead and unequip it. In terms of augments, this will be the last chance to play around with adding augments to Sid, but as I've mentioned previously, it's not worth it if this is your first playthrough, not in my opinion anyway. Best off waiting until later playthroughs once other characters have been optimised. That's not the only thing we're going to do though while we're here in the menu. We're going to go to Yang, and right now he's using the flame claws and the fairy claw and the hell claws, so we're going to swap out his flame claws with the fairy claws. And then if we head back over to Cecil here, we're going to give him the sleep blade. Slightly lower stats, but the sleep effect is going to come into its own really throughout this area. And now we're going to go down to the formation menu. So to do that, we're just going to head down over to party here, and we're just going to first of all swap the 3 rows here, or swap the 2 rows rather, so that the 3 that were in the back are now in the front. And we're going to want Cecil, Yang and Kane, unsurprisingly, on the front row, and we're going to keep Sid and Rosa on the back. So we just need to swap a few people around. We'll swap Sid with Cecil and Yang with Rosa, and that will get it to how we want it throughout this next section. And once you're ready, we're going to head southwest and we can see a castle area. Before we go in, we're going to want to save, so do that and then we'll head on inside. we're going to be limited to exactly where we can go here in this new area, which is the Dwarven Castle, by the way. And we can actually see the dwarves on guard here. And we can learn that King Giot is the ruler of these Dwarven halls. And all we can do is continue to head north. Again, we can just say hello to some of these NPCs. And this character here, known as Luca, has told us that she's lost her dolls. That's going to come into a bit more fruitful information later on. For now, just be aware of the fact that there are these lost dolls. And then as we continue to head north, we'll kick off another set of cutscenes with the Dwarven King here. So it would seem that the underground world has kind of excluded itself from the surface, not even knowing about airships. A bit of a surprise to them, I guess, when they came invading. But apparently their tanks were enough to see off the Red Wings and protect at least the crystal here in the castle, although a couple of the dark crystals, which are now more than legend, have in fact been taken. So King Giot kindly offers to help Cid prepare and fix up the airship. And at this point Cid is going to be leaving the party. There we go. Seems we're not alone in this conversation. The king's very trusting, isn't he? Just allowing us into the crystal room here on Yang's supposed knowledge of trespassers in the room. And although he's correct, still very trusting of the king in my opinion. Remember those dolls that got mentioned earlier on? Well, here they are. Unfortunately, they're not the friendliest dolls in the world, as we're about to discover. They are, in fact, the beginning of our next boss fight. I say beginning because they're only the first phase, but we'll come to that as we actually enter the fight itself. Right, so there's actually two types of dolls here. It seems sadly that both are under the influence of Lord Golbez. And the two types of dolls are the Calcas and the Breenas, which we can see. I'm just going to pause for a moment while I explain. Now, there's a couple of ways we can do this fight. The trickiest way is the way I'm actually going to do, and the reason for that is that it will actually complete our bestiary, whereas the easiest way doesn't, unfortunately. So the easiest way is to go all out and kill these dolls as quickly as possible, and that's the end of the whole boss fight. The trickier way is to not kill them quickly and allow them to transform into the ultimate form, or the second phase of the fight, which will be a new encounter in terms of the bestiary. So once we defeat that, we'll actually add 3 items to the list: the Breenas, which we can see here, and the Calcas, which are also here, but then the Calcabrina, which the dolls just told us that they were. So how do we do this? Well, we start by who are we on here? We're on Cecil. Cecil isn't going to do a whole lot, in all honesty. The goal at the moment, in order to get them to combine, is to basically kill a Calca, one Calca that is, and then only kill the Breenas. And that will force the dolls into transformation, but making sure that 2 Calcas are left alive at all times. Right, so we're going to use Cecil here just to attack as normal. We're just going to kill one of these Calcas, and if it doesn't die, we'll attack it again. Yang is, of no surprise, going to start focusing. We want him to focus 3 times as usual, so we'll get that going. Rosa is going to dual cast, and she's going to dual cast slow and protect. We want to slow the attacks down, basically, of the 6 enemies here. And now that we've seen that one of the Calcas has been destroyed, we would like to keep that as the case. I do need to go ahead and cure Rosa, so we don't want her to be killed, obviously. And we're going to keep that focus action going on Yang here. We really do want him to get 3 focuses in, if at all possible. So we'll go for another one here. And then Rosa can just keep healing. And we're going to attack multiple Brainers here so that we don't accidentally target one of the other fellas, which we don't want to do. So I'm not going to attack with Cecil just yet. And check how much focus we've got on Yang here. We've got 3 forms of focus. So the dolls are now joining together as one. This is where the fight really kicks off, and we'll add everything to our bestiary, which is the main thing we wanted to do. We're going to start by casting a Hermes Sandals onto Yang, which is a nice haste. And as you can see, the music has changed, indicating this is the proper boss fight. We're going to start by casting Hold with dual cast, because we could actually freeze this boss completely, but it doesn't always work. So we'll just cast slow as well. And then we're going to start by covering Rosa with Cecil. Pretty usual standard stuff. As you can see, it didn't work, so there we go. Kane here can cry, lower this person's defence. Next off, we're going to kick Berserk off, really, on Yang, and to cast Berserk, we're just going to... Oh, I've had a mind blank. What is that item that we need? Oh, it's the Bacchus wine. It just came to me, literally. There we go. One thing I should have done, actually, is probably cast that Hermes Sandals on Yang at the start, where the 6 ads were. You could probably do that. Yang's going to be our main damage dealer for this fight, as per usual. So just keep everyone else on healing, if you feel that's important, anyway. And then we can also continue to cast Hold The counter-attack here, as you can see, is particularly nasty. There we have it. This fight only has 8,800 health, this boss rather. So that's why I just recommend just basically attacking with Yang. You limit the amount of counter attacks and you know that he's going to get a nice amount of damage in when you do attack. I get an achievement for that as well. Lovely. So that's the way I recommend you do that fight, because you add all of those enemies then to the bestiary rather than just 2 of the 3. But treat that fight as a mini boss fight, in terms of the fact that we're about to enter another boss fight that is a lot harder, unfortunately, and it's always going to take a little bit of luck. Yes, it's Golbez. Right, I'm going to pause the encounter here right at the start because we have very limited window to get the party prepared for the battle. Now, I'm going to warn you, you are going to have party members die in this fight. That is just basically unavoidable because of the attacks that Golbez does. It is quite a challenging encounter, so there's a couple of things, if you want to have success in the rest of the fight, that need to be done right here at the start. And these are the things we absolutely must do. Cain must cast Cry to lower the defense of Golbez immediately, and Rosa really needs to cast Slow in order to slow him down. Once we've done that, then Yang and Cecil are going to attack as much as possible. I'm not going to bother with focus on Yang because he's going to die probably before he even gets 1 or 2 focuses off. So Cain needs to cast Cry, Rosa casts Slow. That's the priority. So we're going to cast Cry. And, oops. And Slow. And then we're going to attack without other characters. Cain, if you can, get him to jump. He'll survive while he's in the air. This boss has 10,000 health. Which is why that Cry is important, because as you can see, damage is going to be limited. And everybody's being paralysed. If Cain was in the air, he would have avoided that paralysation. But here's the worst part. The paralyse is only part of the attack. He has a pet who one-shots anybody he attacks that is paralysed. There goes Yang. There goes Cain. And here goes Rosa. And Cecil is the only person left alive. And he's about to be black-fanged, unless something can occur that will save him. Well, who's this? The pet's dead, that's a good start. And this person has actually healed Cecil of his paralysation. It's Rydia, albeit looking a heck of a lot different than before. And now here's the priority. First of all, our first character casts a Phoenix down onto Rosa. And our second character, whoever that is, doesn't matter in the order, immediately gets a high potion. We failed that time, so we're going to have to try that again. So once more, we go to Phoenix down. Got to get this timed correctly, otherwise, as you can see, you're going to get absolutely decimated. Where's those? I need to sort out my item list, because this is really irritating. I think I mistimed that, so I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Let's try Cura. Oh no, look, this is looking bad. Trying to get people alive here is a complete nightmare. Especially now we've only got one character as well. Well, anyway, let's try on Rosa. The slow is going to help. But it's not going to help a whole lot, unfortunately, if he casts and we're out of MP. If we can get a high potion off though, we might stand a chance here. Nope, not on this occasion. This is the challenge, you see. Trying to get a character to stay alive. And we have to focus on Rosa, unfortunately, even though she's got the lowest health. What we need is a single target attack, which can occur, but rarely, on Cecil. The other thing we can try and do is actually solo the fight with Cecil. So if I don't get much luck in resurrecting Rosa here, which at the moment I'm not. So there's a couple more tricks that I'm going to try up my sleeve. The first thing we're going to do is cast a Hermes Sandals on Cecil. It makes it a lot easier, to be honest, if you can just time your two characters, Rydia and Cecil, to get Rosa up and healed in time. But it might be possible now. But even with haste, there's no guarantee, unfortunately, on this. Yes! That is a good start. I'll tell you that. That is a good start. Right, we're going to cure everyone up first of all. By everyone, of course, I mean Cecil and Rosa here. And now we're going to get some cover action going on Rosa. And she's going to basically be healing everybody to the nuts. We're going to get antidote going on Rosa for a moment so that she doesn't get her entire health drained. Now we're going to dual cast, unsurprisingly. No, we're going to cure first of all. No, we're going to dual cast. Raise and cure her. As you can see, this is going to be a bit of a slog, so we just need to make sure that Rosa is not going to run out of MP either. Again, we're going to follow the same pattern here. Raise, this time on Kane, doesn't matter who really. Oops, I think I did the wrong thing there. So we'll try and get a high potion off so that Kane doesn't die. And we just need to keep our cures going here. So dual cast, this time on Yang, followed by a nice cure our spell, I think. Okay, we're nearly there now. We are nearly there. They're preparing everyone. Next up, we're going to cast Shell on everybody, followed by another Cure, just in case. And we're going to start with our attacks. So the attacks that we need to use are thusly. Libra. We're going to start with an Ether on Cecil. And Rydia can for now cast an Ether also on Rosa, since we need her to continue healing. And Yang, well, he can just start to focus as per usual. Right, Libra is going to tell us the element that Golbez is weak to, which does swap with Barrier Shift. Analyse target status. We're just going to continue healing. Although that attack that he does happens to... We're going to cast Cry, it happens to drain magic. Where's Ether gone? Let's just keep those Ethers up, it's very important. Rydia is going to summon, but not until we know the elemental weakness, which we don't as of yet. A nice target all. Make sure you keep slow on this fella, although you will have slow on him. We can see that he's weak to lightning at the moment, thanks to our Libra spell. So we're going to head back to Rydia, and we can see that Rydia has numerous different attacks. Ramuh is going to be the attack while the boss is weak to lightning here. And we're just going to go ahead with another Cure our spell. Just stay on top of that healing. Here comes Rydia with Ramuh action. $3,400 points of damage. That gives us yet another Barrier Shift. So we need to again cast Libra in order to see what the next weakness is. Kane could just defend at this point. And we can see that he's now weak to fire. So this time we're going to cast an Ifrit summon. And we're going to have some MP drained, unfortunately, again. So we're going to throw another Ether in a moment, so when we can, onto Rosa there, so that she does not fall behind on healing. And at least we're going to see some of the summons now, aren't we, in this game? Look pretty awesome. Go back down to Ether. Looks like we won't need to cast that Ether. There goes Golbez. Lovely. So a tough fight that is, but if you follow that specific strategy, then you should be able to make your way through it. It's a bit of a slog, no question, but certainly possible. Now we have a very strong and powerful Rydia joining our party, all grown up as well. And as you saw with a taste of those summons, she's going to be fun to have around, in all honesty. Golbez is not particularly chuffed at losing the battle, and runs off with the crystal anyhow. Should never let your guard down. One thing that the movies have taught us is never leave a supposedly dead enemy next to an item of value, or a weapon. Okay, so King Giot's plan is that we march straight into enemy territory while the enemy and Golbez is distracted by trying to collect the final crystal, the final dark crystal as well, which the king isn't concerned about because it's locked safely and securely away. And we get the draw attacks augment as well as a kind of reward, I guess, for that last boss fight, and particularly useful as well. I'll explain what it does and when we need to use it when the time is right. And we have free reign of the castle at last. So, first of all, I recommend we just go and save before we move on. And then we can go and loot this place and heal up as well. I think we're going to save the looting until the next episode though, folks, since I need to have a bit of a rest after those boss battles that we've just encountered. But I hope they've been helpful to you, the strategies that I've given. I hope the video's been helpful to you and that you've enjoyed it as well. And if you have, please do come back and join me next time as we continue on with the game. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon for more Final Fantasy IV. Bye for now.